Alright, hard at work again. Had another setup. I was running into some interesting problems, so I thought it would be kind of a cool idea to jot it down, get it on video in case anybody else is having issues, or in case it inspires anybody else with some, I don't know, lighting ideas or setup ideas. So the concept is that I wanted to have Ash, and I wanted him to be facing off with Count Orlok, but I wanted to only show Count Orlok's shadow on the wall behind Ash. And I tried a couple of different things. First, I used speed lights, and unfortunately the width of the light that I have currently, just the width of the front of the light, was so wide that it just basically cast a big blob on the wall behind Ash, which makes sense. I mean, it's a big light, and it's a fairly small figure, so there would be a lot of spill as far as light goes. So I decided my second setup idea was to get a flashlight. I've got it mounted on this rod right here and put it behind Count Orlok, cast a shadow on the wall behind Ash. And I've got my camera set up down here so it's looking slightly up, and it's going to be going right past Count Orlok's hand and showing Ash's face and his reaction, and hopefully the big shadow on the wall behind him. The only issue I was running into is that, as you can see, there are multiple like frayed shadow edges, and I was having a hard time figuring out what to do with that, because it should be a fairly crisp, clean shadow, at least what is in my head. And then I remembered that the flashlight that I decided to grab, don't know if you can see that, there you go, multiple bulbs. It's one of those LED flashlights that you can set different ways. So that's why I'm getting multiple shadows, because the light from the different parts of the actual flashlight is hitting on his body, and yeah, it's casting multiple shadows. So decided instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a small flashlight over here just to give Ash a little bit of side light, and then I've got one of my trusty Neewer lights over here on the side, but I've got the table set up so that hopefully the light spill that would be happening is being blocked. That way we get a much darker shadow, because I'm trying to get this all in camera as much as possible. I don't want to do any editing to it afterwards aside from maybe turning it black and white, just so it has that kind of a 1920s horror film look. But the flashlight issue and the multiple shadow issue, I finally had to decide to try a different route, and I decided what I'm going to do is I dug up a single bulb flashlight that I have, and this thing is crazy powerful. So if I put this behind Orlok instead, there we go. That's the shadow I was wanting. So now I just need to get it lined up right, get it down in front of, basically get it set up where the other flashlight was. And once I have that in position, then I can get my camera settings and my focus and try a few other shots just to get it more like what I was looking in my head. Hopefully I even have that little bit of a round, I don't know if you could see that, a little bit of a round edge. If I adjust the flashlight, it actually telescopes a little bit, so I can make an old 1920s style horror light right behind it. I can make it really small or make it really wide, but I think for this I'm going to try and keep it mostly closed. Yeah, we'll do a couple more tests, couple more setup, and I'm not going to be using any flash or any overhead lights for this, just the side light over here from the Neewer, and then the two flashlights, and I'm going to have it on a long exposure with a fairly wide depth of field. So hopefully it turns out cool. I guess you'll see at the end of this video.